finished lodge. I'll present something that is written so that I don't go off. Your Excellency, I would like to thank your government that for the first time under your administration, as Kaputa, our people have been empowered with livestock, and the Ministry of Livestock is the program. This is an example of leaving no one behind to bring development and empowerment to our people. I've also become, an owner of cows. I'm also a Kachemba. Thank you so much. May I also commend your government, Your Excellency, for commencement of works on the Borokoso Kaputa Change Road under the Rural Improvement Road Network Project. Though not what we expected, but we understand that our economy is facing various constraints. And what your government is currently doing will ease movement and reduce the difficulties that our people face when traveling and doing business. Your Excellency, our people will remain poor unless we start creating industries in rural areas. We must, as a people, identify low-lying fruits that have a comparative advantage in various rural areas and begin to exploit this for creation of industries. This, Your Excellency, is the surest way to create employment for our youths and decentralized development and walk the talk of our 7th National Development Plan. I will cite 2 examples of what your administration has done. For instance, your government, through the Industrial Development Company, IDC, has invested $4 million in pineapple processing in Minilunga, thereby providing market for 3,000 pineapple smallholder farmers and creating 100 direct jobs and 8,000 indirect jobs. This, Your Excellency, is real impact and brings development to rural areas. The second example is this, that your government, again through IDC and in partnership with the private sector, has invested $2.5 million into fruit processing in Katete of annual fruits like mangoes and oranges that go to waste due to lack of market. This is another example, Your Excellency, of how we can create industries and thus employment for our youth and women, diversifying the economy according to the 7th National Development Plan and reduce rural-urban drift by utilization of local resources. Therefore, we can replicate such ideas in various rural areas of Zambia, including Kaputa. For instance, we in Kaputa, Your Excellency, Chienge and Insama sit in the cassava belt of Zambia. We are able to grow cassava with very little effort, but to make the sector viable and attractive, especially to young people, we must intentionally commercialize and mechanize cassava production. Kaputa produces annually up to 160,000 tons of cassava. This output, efficiently harnessed and commercialized, is a game changer for many households. As a royal establishment, we realize the commercial and human consumptive potential of cassava and have developed various interventions to harness this potential so that our people derive the full benefit. Last year, Your Excellency, in August, we launched our Kaputa Cassava Commercialization and Mechanization Project. This project was launched by Honorable Lawrence. He came here and was able to get on a tractor and drive it, boasting before me because I can't do it. Under this project, Your Excellency, and in partnership with Musika Development Initiative, we acquired a 60 horsepower tractor to mechanize We then secured off-take agreements with Zambia breweries and Zonkai International of Lusaka to supply this year 500 tons and 3,000 tons of dry cassava chips, respectively. Once we buy all this cassava, it has monetary value of almost 5 million kwacha, going directly to the farmer and into the economy of Chiengi, Kaputa, and Sama and Mporokoso districts. We don't want to be selfish, but want other chiefdoms also to share in this development. Our main headache, however, Your Excellency, is transport. Transport from Kaputa to Lusaka is very expensive. So far, we have engaged the district agriculture coordinator's office in Sama and in Mporokoso, also to help mobilize farmers, and we have overwhelming response. However, my own Dago here in Kaputa is not so helpful. It's not very proactive as we would want him to be. We have so far registered 4,500 farmers under this scheme. We empower them with land, new improved varieties of cassava, mechanization, and market linkages. We believe this will aid your government, Your Excellency, your government's efforts in attaining the first 4 pillars of our 7th National Development Plan. However, to fully exploit the potential of this value chain and for the farmer to derive maximum benefit, we must create a cassava industry locally that has the potential to create up to 50,000 jobs across the various districts of Northern Province. Your Excellency, with the advent of COVID-19, the demand for cassava has more than tripled as a raw material used for ethanol production. However, because of distance and the current quality of our roads, it's unprofitable for local farmers here to access these lucrative markets based in the Lusaka and the copper belt. As a raw establishment, we are willing and able to partner with IDC to engage in ethanol production. The ethanol can also be used and promoted as a source of energy for cooking. Then we can discourage charcoal burning and cutting of trees for firewood, thereby mitigate the negative effects of climate change. We are also willing and able to receive support from the Citizens Empowerment Commission to value add our raw material and create employment for our people and bring development to Kaputa and surrounding areas using the bottom-up approach. We have so far incorporated a development vehicle, and under this, we have applied for a slot of funding under CEC at the industrial yard in Kasama to process cassava. We are hoping CEC will consider application as it will have a positive multiplier effect for cassava farmers in Kaputa, Sama, Mporokoso, and Lambwe-Chombo. Mr. President, as a royal establishment, we trained 2,200 women last year in modern agronomic practices of finger millet growing and 300 men in orange maize growing. We empowered this with land, seed, and fertilizer using our own resources. We entered into an agreement with Shai's Enterprises of Lusaka to buy all the millet and orange maize produced by these women and men, thereby providing a reliable and sustainable market. These are processed into finished products, millet meal, sorghum, cassava meal, and orange maize meal, which we believe can be used to promote nutrition and aid in the fight against non-communicable diseases, which I know you are passionate about. Would have given samples, Your Excellency, but if you allow us, we should be able to do that in the SAC. We forgot to bring the samples with us. Just have you appreciate the efforts that we're putting in. We request through you, Mr. President, that through the Ministry of Health, and Dr. Sorry, through the Ministry of Health, we popularize these products. Every single sale of this product supports a woman smallholder, a smallholder farmer in Kaputa, and helps in alleviating hunger and poverty at the household level, thereby aiding in the attaining of sustainable development goals, especially SDG number 1 and 2, which are ending poverty in all its forms in Kaputa and surrounding areas, and ending hunger in all its forms achieved of labor. We plan to upscale these activities to include Murupakatandula, Nsama, and Mporokoso chiefdoms. Allow me, Your Excellency, to employ you to hasten in the launch of the Transforming Landscapes for Resilience and Development in Zambia, under the Ministry of National Planning. This project, Your Excellency, will support sustainable use of natural resources like our cassava and the rice for improvement of livelihood. Once this project is launched, it will positively impact the poorest of the poor in rural areas of northern Mchinga and Waplau provinces. Once implemented, it will be a game changer that will create jobs and aid in industrializing our rural areas. Let me reiterate, Your Excellency, again, that we expeditiously launch and begin implementing this project. If we can localize wealth creation and generation, many of the problems we have today as chiefs and chiefdoms will be non-issues. Under TRALAD, Your Excellency, we hope your government will consider empowering local establishments to participate. We are working with the royal establishment in Sama and intend to apply to produce 1, tubers, that is cassava and sweet potatoes, 2, honey, 3, bamboo, 4, fruit. Primary production will be done by locals in various identified areas across the chiefdoms, and this will be processed into starch, ethanol, and glucose, organic honey, bamboo products for renewable energy. Once fully supported, we are capable of creating up to 200 direct jobs and 60,000 jobs in outgrower schemes across northern province. I come to the issue of Kaputa water and sanitation, Your Excellency. This project was started in 2012 in Kaputa, but it has stalled the last 2 years. We would love for this project to be completed, as it will increase our chances of accessing safe and clean drinking water, as well as safer sanitation. Here in Kaputa, Your Excellency, as you can see, we have abundant sun. It's not as cold as it is in Lusaka. I'm sure you've noticed that. I therefore request you and your government to do a feasibility study to establish solar farms right here. Right now, we cannot run a full-fledged industry in Kaputa because ZESCO does not supply us with enough power. But if we set up a solar farm, we can be able to produce electricity that can power industries and export excess to neighboring countries, and we will be walking the talk of leaving no one behind. Also, as we have in the region 2 waterfalls, Welume and Kundabuika. These have potential for hydropower generation, not to mention their tourism potential. We request through you, Your Excellency, that the Zambia Tourism Board must begin vigorously marketing these areas for economic emancipation of our people. In Kaputa, we also have hot springs and a variety of wild animals that have increased in population both in the national park and our game management areas. Once marketed and harnessed, youth unemployment will be a thing of the past. Also, I also wish to request through you, Mr. President, that the staff complement and the immigration and NRC registration units here in Kaputa be increased. Their offices need modern furniture and, of course, a vehicle for good service delivery, as well as morale boosting. On this note, I also request the provincial administration not to send erring, lazy, and unproductive civil servants to Kaputa's punishment, as this has critically affected service delivery, as these officers who are sent here are lethargic, and the only job they know to do well is our consumption. This is detrimental to our development as a region and as a people. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to request through you, I know the Minister is here, that Kaputa be considered, Honorable Minister, for the establishment of a nursing training school. At least we want to have some form of training facility. We don't have anything to point at in Kaputa. So we are asking that we be considered for the establishment of the nursing training school. And having mentioned that, I would also want to add, Minister, that yes, indeed, you've put up clinics for us, they're being constructed, but we still want to ask that maternity wings be added to those facilities, because the distances, as you know, which our ladies cover in that state are too much. So we want you to consider to establish those maternity wings to these clinics, as well as shelters for our ladies who escort mothers to go and deliver. In all, Mr. President, we are happy. Looking at what we said, that is the only definition we have for working with the government. And we are ready to do that. I pray that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ will bless you with good health and a lot of wisdom as you steer this great nation to greater heights. God bless you, your family, and your enjoyment. I thank you. This is good.
Most of the time when we visit, what we get are controversies and acrimony from our leaders, as opposed to focusing on what they are supposed to be doing, which is to spearhead development and be the cog which turns the wheel so that they are able to move the development agenda forward. I'm saying so because every time I'm visiting the Royal Highnesses. I try to evaluate what I'm going to get, and most of the time what I get is, look, my roof is not complete. Yes, I can see that there's need for us to do more work on the personal welfare of the Royal Highnesses. But we haven't even touched on that. But through the area member of Parliament and the provincial minister, I'm sure we'll look into those aspects. Thank you so much for sparing me the argument. We haven't delivered that much in that meeting, but you've been so committed to the people that you forget your own suffering and sacrifice. That having been said, Your Highness, I've heard each and every word you have said on development. I chair the IBC, and we'll be meeting, I think, in the second quarter, in the next 2 weeks. I will ensure that I ask the CEO what plans he has. Obviously, globally, he has plans for cassava, but what plans he has for this particular region, and I would like to work on that quickly, because we need cassava, the low-hanging fruit product here in the Kaputa and the northern province, and parts of northwestern province, such that people should be reminded that it's easy to grow, a bit substitute to many, but relative to, and also very high-paying cash crop. I'm privileged that the Minister of Health is here. He has heard for himself what you have said, and I'm sure he doesn't have to respond, but what he has to do is take note and begin implementing. Well, this is part of the agenda to bring nursing care, to bring medical services and health to our people in every part of the country, so that we don't have to go long distances in seeking medical help. You have said something about civil servants. Yes, there was at one time when people believed that Kaputa was a banishing ground for any civil servants. It's no longer the case. Close to Siberia or Zambia, as the case was in the past. We're talking about Umusho, Kaputa, Chama, and those places. If you are an errand civil servant whom they could not deal with, they would banish you there. But you can see we now have electricity here. We want to have water abundantly so that we can have running water in homes and the taps. And I think all that people came for in Kasama should be brought here so that we enhance development. And I think having civil servants will not be banished anyway, but should be fired. I think we don't need to transfer wrongdoing. It's a wrong approach, and the Secretary Cabinet is aware of our position on this. So one of the things I came here to witness is the long-awaited water project in Kaputa. When I was coming here, there were efforts to stop it from coming to Kaputa because of the embarrassment that this would cause to me, but I said I'm coming. Because when I queried, I was told, no, that project is still on the books, it hasn't been completed for handover. Give us 2 weeks, give us 2 months. I said, no, I'm going. And I came. So I'll visit that plant and see what has been done. If it's lack of money, I think we will press on the needs of finance to release more money quickly to complete. It will be 10 years one project. It's unacceptable. And we are saying that let's now speak what we can do and complete. Then we start something else. And then those low-hanging fruits like this project, I think it's almost 90%. 90% agree. 85%. We should have been raising money to the and by now it will have finished. So I'm here to really see this particular project because it's of concern to me. And I'm told it's a local contractor who's working on it. It gives a bad name to him. If he's a good contractor and it has taken so long because we haven't funded it, then we are to blame. But we are tarnishing his name. So I'll visit that project, and I'm sure that we'll press the Minister of Finance to ensure that something is done to hand over that project quickly. The potential that lies in this area, Your Royal Highness, not only cassava, not only solar energy, but I think there's a lot to tourism. You've talked about a few other things, and I think we should just try and exploit the potential that lies here, both low-hanging and that long-term. And I think this can only be achieved by you interacting with us and telling us that here we have this, here we have that, and the area member of Parliament pushing on that agenda. Otherwise, short of words to compliment you, Royal Highness, and we pray that others can emulate your sincerity, development oriented, as opposed to being desirous of organizing one's position because you're a chief, everything comes to chiefdom. Particularly the palace. This I've seen, and we haven't even talked about the road coming here, we haven't talked about water, we haven't talked about your personal suffering as a chief, but I know that chiefs are suffering, and we're going to do something for them. But whilst talking about chiefs, I think here in Flow, fellow citizens and subjects of these chiefdoms to be contributing to our need to support the chiefs. I said this yesterday, I said we have abandoned our chiefs. We only come to you when we want votes, and I'm sure very soon we'll be coming. But let's come to you because we believe in the institution, so that you help us in development, you help us in our cultural values and so on. Because housing for the chief, for example, in the past, in colonial times, was not for the government. It's only now that the government can come in. Subjects will work together to support their Royal Highnesses and ensure that they are comfortable. But we have abandoned that to government. The government is overstretched. We did for schools, hospitals, roads. You name it, we are providing for it. But in that little cake that we have to apportion all these things and support you to the best possible level is becoming untenable. And in the current situation, which is very, very difficult for us, you may think that we have abandoned you. So I was saying that when I meet you in your capacity as House of Chiefs chairperson, probably you can employ your colleagues to say, what has happened to our values? What is our role? So that everyone can begin appreciating that you are the custodian of our cultural values, our traditions and beliefs, and apart from that, you are the anchor in which we can develop our people. You see, we've been governed all along by 2-3 people from Britain. The Queen and her family, governing us. How did they do it? They just sent one Muzungu here, and through you, they governed all of us. So, by the same token, I think we can come down, begin utilizing this institution for positive developmental projects and programs, and really emancipating our people from poverty. And I think what you have done is excellent, and we should continue doing that. And I think the Minister of Chiefs and Traditional Affairs must be very proud of you. So, without appearing to flatter you, Royal Highness, I will rest there, but I think I've taken note of all what you have said, and my ministers too have taken charge. And if we haven't, I'll be reminding them to say, let's go, so together we can do wonders. Thank you very much.